Hey guys, it's Jayla. Welcome back. I'm here today to share with you my last update before the finale of my Pan That palette for this year. So I decided to work on the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette with some other ladies. And then I decided to do the Better Together collaboration that Paula came up with. And I'm working on the Viseart Midsommer palette. I also have a Baby Pan That palette that I didn't even pull out because there's no progress on it. I was working on the Wet n Wild Petalette quad, and I just have one shade left in there that's I may or may not decide to actually finish. We'll see. But first we're going to talk about my Pan That palette, which again is the Norvina palette. Now before I show you what it looks like now, let me show you what it looked like last month. And this is what my palette looks like now. So we have some good changes in here. The first of which is I finished the shade Dreamer. That was the lightest shimmer shade in here, and there wasn't very much left. So I did finish that. I also finished the Franken that was in the pan for Wild Child. And what else did I finish? I finished the shade Passion. And I think I had a little bit left in base. It looks like I had a little bit left in base that I was able to get finished. And I think those are the big changes. Now, other than that, I did make progress in Rose Gold. Not a ton, but I did make some progress. I also made a decent amount of progress in Dazzling. There's about a quarter of that eyeshadow left, maybe less than that. I don't think that'll be very difficult to finish. I am almost finished with the Franken that is in the Drama pan. You know what? I should probably clean this palette. Ugh, it looks gross. Yeah, I think one more use on that and I will have it finished. I did use it today. I was like, oh, maybe I can finish it today, and I can't. Or I wasn't able to. All right, so I'm taking a wet wipe, and then I'm putting it over something with a flat base. And here we go. Much better. Much better. There we go. That's a little more palatable. Okay, so then the other changes are like what happened to Soul. So I had talked about Soul and the shade Eccentric last month that I had started to use them together. And I loved like the taupey, like the deep taupey shade that I was getting from that. So I decided to go ahead and combine them, do a Franken. I didn't do it for a while. Like there was probably halfway through the month of November and I still hadn't done the Franken, but I finally did. So this is the Franken of what I had left in Soul and about half of what I had left in Eccentric. So I will show you what this shade looks like. It's typically what I'm using in my very like outer corner. So there's the shade. It does better actually on the eye, but I do have it on the very outer corner of my eye look today. It's not like a deep shade by any means, but I do like it quite a bit. Then I took what was left in Eccentric and I Frankened it with some shadows in my Lorac Shine Bright palette. Let me see if I can grab that and show you what I did. I took the very little that was left in Primrose, and I took Smoked Plum and this shade Haze. And I feel like I did one other shadow, and now I can't think of what it is. Oh, I think I did Slate Blue. That's what I did. I was like, oh, well, if that, dusty bluey purple worked well with Eccentric, maybe a blue would too. So I did that, and that's how I created this shade. That's the one, that's kind of my second crease shade right now. And I do like how this one turned out quite a bit. There's the shade. And I don't think I'm able to get a sample of what Eccentric looked like. But you can probably, I'll put a picture of the pan from last month, but it was a very, yeah, it's a very orangey color, and I just like an orangey warm shade, and I don't like those shades very much. So I definitely wanted to create something that was wearable. And so now like I have this as the second crease shade today, and then I have my other Franken as my outer corner. I don't think I'm going to have a problem finishing either of those before the end of this month. What's going to, which is what's surprising to me, but I think what's going to be challenging is finishing all the shimmers. So I still have a pretty decent sized pan of the Franken that I have in this summer pan. You know what I'm trying to say. And then I have Rose Gold and Dazzling left, as well as the shade down here that's in the incense pan. I also have 2 Franken shades in here, which I'll show you here in a minute. But yeah, I think that's what I feel like is going to be a little bit challenging. So we'll see. I kind of feel like I need to use this palette every single day until the end of the month to get all of it finished, especially the shimmers. Like sometimes I'll do the mattes and then I won't do the shimmers, and I need to stop doing that because all these other shadows can wait that I have in projects. I can work on those at the beginning of next year. I really, really want to finish this. So that's going to be the priority. You're probably going to see looks like this every single day in all of my videos. Okay, let me share with you weights. So last month, this guy weighed 182.3 grams. It now weighs 181.6 grams. So I have lost 0.7 grams out of here. And then, so remember, I did add shadow to this shade. So I probably used more like a gram, but it doesn't show on the scale because, yeah, this one, there's extra shadow that I added. So hopefully I can get this done. Now I've used a total so far of 9.9 grams. So almost 10 grams of shadow. This palette originally said that it had 9.95 grams. So I'm close to what they originally stated was in here in terms of weight, but I know I'm going to go way over that. We'll see. I shouldn't say way over. Maybe like a gram or so over. We'll see. We'll see how I do. All right, moving on to my Better Together collab palette. This is again the Viseart Midsommer palette. So before I show you how it looks now, let me show you how it looked last month. All right, so here is how the palette looks like this month. Yay, you can see I did finish the burgundy shade that was in the very last pan there, so that's all finished. I don't know that I had too much progress on these 2 mattes because, again, I'm not really focusing on them. This is my, like, added palette. It's not the one that's my #1 priority. I'm just glad to get some progress on this. So I did expand the pan not quite a bit, but I did expand the pan in this shade and I think a little bit in this shade. And I have been using this one every single day in my inner corner. So even though it doesn't really go with this, like it's pink and this is more of a, I guess it's a neutral shade. This is a cool tone pink. I'm using it every single day in my inner corner. So there's a pretty nice sized like expansion of that shadow. And then I have used this one here and there. I need to start using this in the outer corner. I kind of forget about this shade, like the outer lid. I have another shadow in a project to hit pan, but this one, I think I should focus on this one instead. So I may do that. Now, I really would like to get all of these shimmer shades finished. I don't know if I can. I felt like I was doing really good. And then now I'm like, oh, that's a lot. So we'll see. If I don't finish the pink shade, I'm not going to be too worried about it because it does have like a lot of my baby pan that palette shadows in there, with a little bit of Wild Child, but it does have Wild Child in it, so that makes it a little bit difficult. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. Like, what if I don't finish this and what am I going to do? Am I just going to declutter it or am I going to consider it done? I haven't decided. I'm usually somebody who likes to finish things, especially if they're shadows I like. If they're shadows I don't like, then I don't care, but I do like everything that's in both of those, the palettes I'm working on. Anyway, all right, let me share with you weights for the Viseart palette. This did not change very much. It was 44.1 grams last month. It's 44 grams now. So I've used a total of 4.5 grams out of this palette. So not much of a change. I'm sorry, that's not right. 4.5. Yeah, that's right. 4.5. Yeah, 4.5 grams out of this so far. And this supposedly has 8 grams. So I did finish, 3 pans? 4 pans. Which I guess is about right because this is probably a little bit overweight. No, I mean, I finished these 2 as well. Or I've got pan in these 2. So yeah, I finished half of the pans in here. It's just I've still got some Franken shades in here. I wonder, I'm actually going to put these 2 pans in this palette like this. So there's that one, there's that one. I just set the pans in there. It'll jostle around a little bit, but when it's closed, it's fine. So I think that's what I'm going to do so that I remember to use these on a regular basis. Yeah. All right. That is my update for Pan That Palette. So kind of a short video. I'm just really excited to try to get this palette finished. I'm literally going to use that only that palette for the rest of the month, and we'll see how I do. Anyway, that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you're doing well and staying safe. Please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.